Norm Sears.
Car number 22 will be starting alongside. That'll be Wesley Prucker from Stafford Springs, Connecticut. He'll be driving the Accurite Tool and Manufacturing car.
Precision Mechanical will be bringing us the Old Warhorse in car number 60 from Vernon, Glen Griswold.
Then we go to car number 09, and that, of course, is Cassandra Cole out of Westbrook, Connecticut. Cassandra Cole driving the MAWC Motorsports car.
Then it will be the Mayor in car number 87 in the RH2A Radio Communications car from East Hartford, Joey Farino.
Car number 29 is up next on the board. This gentleman's had a pretty good year as well. Chris Matthews from Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Matthews is sitting behind the wheel of the Tamantha Racing Machine. And that, of course, is the Carter Chevrolet car.
And then it will be car number 7, one of the top rookies in the field from Salem in the Darling Auto Parts car, Alexander Pearl.
The 8th starter on the field will be the number 55 machine. This young gentleman has shown a lot of talent all season long. That's car number 55, and the driver sitting behind the wheel of that machine had some great runs. That is Theodore Hodgson, the 4th from North Haven, Connecticut.
This driver going for a track championship in car number 88 in the Wheelers Auto car from North Haven, Marcello Rufrano.
Car number 38 has had some great runs this season. That, of course, is George Nasara Jr. out of Plainville, Connecticut. That's the Mike Zoomer automobile, the All-State Fire Equipment car.
And then this driver also tied for the track championship in car number 01. The Florida Connection is the sponsor for Bryan Narducci from Colchester.
Car number 54 is up next. That's a number 54 machine of Mikey Flynn. It's a brand new race car from Hamden Engineering from Hamden, Mass. Starting next.
And this driver has returned in car number 38, known as a mule in the All-State Fire Equipment car, a protege of Ted Christopher, George DeSera Jr.
Then it's an Aprico machine driving car number 15 from Colchester, Connecticut, Amanda West.
Good to see this driver back in car number 71 from West Reading in the Jensen Tire and Auto car, Pete LaPooch.
Then we go to Stephen Chapman out of Ellington, Connecticut. He's sitting behind the wheel of the Chapman Apartment and Home machine.
This driver from Enfield in the On Point Connections car, number 77, driven by Mark Burke.
Then we go to the 6th starting spot. It is car number 29. This driver is sitting behind the wheel, Chris Matthews from Stafford Springs, Connecticut. And he's sitting behind the wheel of the Highline Crane and Rigging car.
Car number 2 will be next from Wawa, New Jersey. It'll be Joey Graff in the RH2-way radio car.
And starting at the point will be the number 8 machine. That is car number 8 for Norm Sears out of Andover, Connecticut. That's the Scary Man's hometown barbecue sauce machine.
Let's go through the rest of the field. Car number 72, Andrew Less. He is in the RB Enterprises car. Next to him in car number 45, Ed Chakowski from New Hartford. He's in the Lakeshore Benefit Group Insurance Brokerage car. Then it will be car number 9, Robert Dow. He is from Andover, or Stafford, in the RDR Racing car. Mark Alkus in the Alkus Racing Machine will be in car number 89. He's from Berlin. Alina Bryden will be in car number 48 from West Springfield. She is in the Alina Bryden Racing car. That'll be a guy he never raced before. Car number 12, the Tire Man for Erica Goodale. He is Kevin Jasper in the RH2A radio car. Also, Rick Dulac in the 99, Todd Clark in the 00, and starting at the rear of the field because he was at a wedding yesterday during qualifying, Mark Buckeye.
So there you have it. That is your starting lineup. We went from the back to the front, then we recapped certain things. The green is out, and they're looking just as good as they have each and every Friday night here at Stafford. They're 2x2, paired off like usual as they head down the back straightaway. Good racing wherever you look here, and nobody is about to give up an inch, Matt, as they rumble back to the line.
Remember, Norm Sear had a great day yesterday in qualifying, and he has a lead, but he has been hounded and surrounded by the 60 of Griswold, and now on the outside, Wesley Prucker. Prucker has some bite. He has some Tabasco in that number 22 car as they crank it up off of turn number 3. Prucker going for the lead. It will be a drag race down the front chute, and Wesley Prucker will lead lap number 2.
But there's no question about it. Already right there to contend is the number 90 machine as it's making some noise, the 60 machine rather, and we've got a spin, and we've got in turn 2, and the 77 car spins. But Matt, I think that car is far enough out of the way that we're going to be okay.
That is Mark Burke, and he is able to get back onto the asphalt, so we stay under green. Now, as far as our contenders are concerned, it is Bryan Narducci. He is running 9th, and one spot ahead of him is Marcello Rufrano. Narducci on the inside, Rufrano on the outside, and in the lead is Wesley Prucker. And look at Cassandra Cole in 09. She is having the best run of her season.
She came here with a mission, and that mission is showing that. And you can see that as she runs up into the top 3. Meanwhile, car number 48 is spun in turn number 2, and that is the Bryden Alina car. It started back in the 23rd starting position.
So Alina Bryden, one of her first starts at Stafford, as she has a few starts also at the London Waterford Speed Bowl. But she is in action now. Our honorary starter was Tiffany Rivera, and we would like to thank a great job done by Bill Pierce of Napa. One more honorary starter to go, and that will be Ed Nelson of Napa of Talon, and it will be good to see him on the starter stand. So we have finished 4 laps with Wesley Prucker into the lead. Our contingency sponsors for the SK Light division, Don Levy's Truck and Trailer Repair, will be giving $150 to the winner. Mayberry Material Handling, another $150 to the winner. Olson Apartments will be giving out $75 to the 3rd place finisher. And the top 3 will be getting New England Racing Fuel Sunoco brand gas cards in addition to the top rookie. So it is very lucrative today here at Stafford Motor Speedway. And we would like to thank our contingency sponsors, Ben, because they have been with us since day one. And it is a program that is unique to Stafford, and nobody else does it. Ron King is our driver in the ride car. And let's go to the ride car and Kyle Rickey Jr.
Yeah, one of the guests from Napa Auto Parts here this weekend. Let's talk to Ron, who's pulling off that helmet as the field gets the 1 to go signal. Hopefully we can get that helmet off and Hans' device off, really belt it in. One of the great programs here at Stafford is this 2-seater ride program where you can ride around in the car at the back of the feature event. Ron, we'll grab you really quick before we go back to green. Kind of talk us through that experience.
That was awesome. Can't thank everybody enough for letting me do this. I had a blast.
Smiling from ear to ear down here. He's going to try to get that helmet off again. Ron King getting the special guest right along in our 2-seaters. We're set to go back to green.
We have never had anybody complain, Matt, about the incredible ride that has been offered through Bob Potter and company here at Stafford. Down into turn number 1. Outside is the old warhorse, Glen Griswold. He continues to pull away in the upper groove, but the story is the car that runs to the outside of position number 2. And that, of course, is Chris Matthews with that number 29 car. And right there on his back bumper, you know who it is, Matt. It's the guy contending for the title.
And that is Marcello Rufrano. If he finishes ahead of Bryan Narducci, he will be the champion. Right now, he is running 4th. Right behind him is Teddy Hodgson. The top 5 could fit in a bird's nest.
And Cassandra Cole gets sideways, pulls it back, and she is okay. And we remained under green. So a good situation happening there. Cassandra Cole is another driver that's come on so strong in the more recent weeks. She continues to get better and stronger. And the same can be said about the driver of car number 55 as it continues to work its magic to the front of the field.
Here comes Alexandra Pearl around Joey Farino and trying to make the same move as Bryan Narducci. And he does. Narducci is in 6th. The man he's trying to catch, Marcello Rufrano, is in 3rd. And Rufrano is going after Wesley Prucker in the maroon number 22 car. And Prucker makes a downstairs move against Griswold. He is trying to crank it up into the lead.
While that's all been happening, here comes Bryan Narducci. He tries to get down underneath Hodgson. Down the back straightaway. We've got one upside down, Matt. We've got a car upside down.
And there are flames coming from that machine.
and we are not sure from our vantage point.
And that is a 38 of George Nacera Jr.
He went for
as
a wild
that car
ride.
went upside down with flames coming from the bottom of the car, and a very dangerous situation there for George Nacera. We haven't seen too much of him this year since the early part of the season, and that time the car did a belly flop in turn number 3, and a very serious and scary situation for Nacera.
Certainly has been, and he's run very strong and very consistent all year long. He just hasn't been able to have any of the breaks, Matt, that a lot of the other teams and competitors have. So it's a red flag situation, and now we're going to have to look at timing and scoring and see what our situation is with Marcello Rufrano. He is being shown in the 3rd position, Matt, and then where is Bryan Narducci?
Narducci is currently in the number 7 position,
So
but almost at the halfway point of the race. 8 out of 20 have been finished. So Bryan Narducci, there is a stark difference in the driving styles of the two guys. Marcello Rufrano is a reactor.
Yep,
He sees a situation and he reacts to it. Bryan Narducci is more calculating.
Exactly.
He's more of a thinker. He examines a situation and then he maps a strategy and formulates what he's going to do. So you have the quick reacting of Marcello Rufrano against the calculations of Narducci. And Narducci, he can also attack, so it is a pretty good match.
Certainly is, Matt. And, of course, we've got a little ways to go. We are just shy of the halfway marker.
Yeah.
So there's still some time left. Speaking of time left, if you are interested in buying that incredible banner that is located at the entrance to the stadium, driver is out of the automobile and is okay. So that's some incredible news we really appreciate. And that banner is located at the entrance to the main ticket booth area. And as we said before, it is an absolute must if you're a collector, if you have a race shop, if you have something that you would like to show or literally send to someone else as a gift. It's an incredible gift, and it is available, and we've got to get that price up because it's for a great cause.
Now, George Nacera got out of his car, made one lap around the car to look at the damage, and now he is walking toward the ambulance. So Nacera walking under his own power, and he has climbed into the ambulance. So George Nacera will be checked out by our EMTs. He is in good hands. We hope our banner is in good hands. As our bid, the last we heard, $275 by Cruisin' Carl Oberg. And hopefully we can exceed that right now because it is for a great cause. And you can promote your business, as Ben said.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
can promote you. You can promote your charity, whatever you want. You can do it. And the beneficiary will be the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. So usually we decide the issue during the tour race. Hopefully we can get some great bids right now. So help out our heroes in the military who need help. They have helped us stay safe. Now it will be up to us to help them.
Certainly is, Matt. And, of course, the Intrepid Fallen Heroes is a great fund and a great operation. If you haven't already done so, I want to remind you Teddy Christopher T-shirts are available at the novelty booth. This is a rare opportunity to purchase these T-shirts because what makes them so special is they would make great Christmas gifts or souvenir items. So you might want to purchase them now in advance. Now, if you choose to get a gift card, then you have the opportunity to turn around and be able to get your Sizzler tickets when they come available in the marketplace. So you can turn around and have your gift card ready, and the minute that you hear there's an opportunity, then guess what? You call the Speedway, you tell them your gift card information, or you come to the Speedway and work with them on that, and you are in great shape for the ultimate gift. There's no question about it. We also want to thank our friends from Napa Auto Parts. We mentioned each and every one of the dealers, and we couldn't do it without them. They're an amazing group of individuals, and they've been so supportive and so kind to all of us over the year.
Now the ambulance is moving on a safety road. Glen Griswold is out in front, and Glen Griswold has a saying. He always says it's all about the tires. That determines whether you have a good run or a great run or a mediocre effort. And this weekend, Glen Griswold has 4 brand new tires, and you can see he has got the maximum out of them so far for the first 8 laps as he has moved into the lead against Wesley Prucker. So he will be tough to run down when we go back to green. Marcello Rufrano is where he needs to be right now, a couple spots ahead of Bryan Narducci in the 01 car. The math is very simple. Whoever wins the battle between Rufrano and Narducci will be the 2018 track champion. Narducci has locked up Rookie of the Year honors. So I think that would be a very neat and significant accomplishment to win the Rookie of the Year and the track title in the same year. That is a task in front of Bryan Narducci.
It is an amazing task. We want to remind you that currently we have a bid that is on the books for Empower Financial Advisory for $300 for the banner. And that is courtesy of Ronnie Williams. So here we go. You can put your bid in with us. You can come to the Speedway office or you can come to the announcer's tower. But the news is excellent. And now we're up to $300 for the advisory, in for $300 for the banner, thanks to Ronnie Williams, our champion in our SK Modified division. So take care of the thoughts there. And now you could change that. It's very simple. Just make a bid or come up here to see Linda, and Linda will make a bid for you, or she will take your bid for you, and she will add it to the pot. And it is an incredible banner. It is like nothing else you've ever seen. And it's been there all season long. And it's kind of amazing, Matt, that it is such a unique banner that it was able to set there for the entire season.
Yeah.
Without anybody wanting to take it home with them.
Yeah, and it will look great in your man cave. If
It
you have a
surely
man
would.
cave, it would be the talk of all your guests. Right now, the red is turned into yellow, and we are back into yellow flag conditions with Griswold in the lead, Prucker second, Rufrano third. Then it looks like Chris Matthews is running fourth, followed by Teddy Hodgson in fifth, Alexander Pearl in sixth, Bryan Narducci in seventh, and behind him looks like Andrew Molleur is there in car number 35. And then behind him is Joey Farino, and rounding out our top 10 is Norm Sears. Sears started at the front and has backpedaled into the number 10 position. And Joey Graff making his first appearance of the year here in the SK Lights, but he was one of the front runners a couple of seasons back. One of the RH two-way radio teams, and they came with 4 drivers this weekend. 2 you were very well aware of, Joey Farino and Mark Bacai. And also racing, of course, is Joey Graff, and a guy he has never raced competitively before this weekend. And he is one of the tire changers on Eric Goodale's modified tour team, getting a chance to race today, Kevin Jasper in car number 12. So a 4-man team for Paul French. So I think he is Jack Roush of Stafford Motor Speedway.
I think you're right, Matt, with all of that, because he has definitely showed such tremendous interest. They're still working up cleaning. A double hook is never a good thing. We learned that a long time ago. And very sadly, we see that car on the back of 2 wreckers heading back to the paddock area, and that is not the way we wanted that team to close out, or any of the teams to close out the 2018 season.
No, the only good double hook is our double hook bar and lounge located
That's
on
right.
the Midway. That is the only good connotation that phrase double hook has ever used that. This is a good time to visit our friends at the concession stand. We have everything you could possibly want, from dogs and burgers to pizza. It is 3 ingredients of our concession stand, our 3 commandments: family affordable prices, friendly service, and big portions. So if you want to treat yourself to something good, don't forget our sausage and pepper stand. The chicken tenders are there, but I recommend, well, actually, I can't decide what I like better, the sweet sausage or the hot sausage. So maybe you could have 2 and decide for yourself. But this will be the last time you get a chance to have a sausage and pepper here at the Speedway, and they are unique. I've been looking for a long time, as I said yesterday, in Manchester to find a place as good as our concession stand here, and I've been unable to do that.
I agree with you, Matt. I have looked in my town as well, and it's not just the sandwich, it's the quality that it is made from and the amount of peppers and onions, if you like them.
Yes.
And the sausage itself is just so tasty. They offer 2 lines, sweet or hot, and it's just absolutely delicious.
So you can visit our concession stand right now. The cars are moving again as our cleanup continues in turn number 3. So it was a nasty spill for George Nacera, as George Nacera worked for Ted Christopher, was able to drive one of his modifieds. And George Nacera has had several victories during his career, but unfortunately his ride was short-circuited this afternoon. 8 laps to go, and remember, the late lightning that has been enjoyed by Bryan Narducci this year. So I don't think the championship will be decided until the last turn of the last lap.
I agree with you that on Matt.
Even though Narducci has the advantage now, it is still, as they say on election night, a lot of precincts are still to report. There is a lot that will happen between now and lap number 20.
You know, there's a lot of pressure not only on both of these drivers that are contending for this title, but it's their crew members and the other individuals that are part of those teams, the family members that are in the paddock area, in the grandstand, that have watched this young man improve throughout the 2018 season. So there is a lot of things that go into the making of a champion, and it's hard to believe it would come down, Matt, to a situation like we have here today.
Yeah, during the last Friday night of the season, Bryan Narducci had a pretty sturdy lead, and then he ran into a mishap, and taking advantage of that situation was Marcello Rufrano, as he was able to get the win, and we were able in a flat-footed tie for the championship. Now, Marcello, he has to finish at least 3rd today for bragging rights in the family, because yesterday in the Ladies Charity Challenge race, his mom, Maina Rufrano, finished 3rd. So I think he has to finish 3rd or better, or he is going to hear about that run all winter. So he wants to get the bragging rights in his own household.
I think you're right about that, Matt. It appears that Safety Services truck, Family Ford of Enfield. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, it's Family Ford of Enfield, located on Route 190 in Enfield, Connecticut. We also want to remind you, we salute all of the Napa stores that have been so generous and kind and have provided us with a lot of great product and information. We salute Napa for a job well done.
And now we are up to $350. Empower Financial Advisory, and Ron Williams has upped the stakes. $350. Let's try to get it to 4 digits. But right now it's at $350, and everything is helping the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. So, Ben, things are starting to get exciting.
They certainly are, Matt. And, of course, this is just the beginning. We saw this happen last year. Remember, in the 11th hour, Doug Dunleavy came out of nowhere, and he started bidding crazy numbers. And we got it up to a very, very high number. And we were all kind of surprised at that. So there could be some sleepers in all of this that are going to bid and come in the 11th hour to make sure that they have the opportunity to get this amazing banner. Here we go. Off turn number 4 as they rumble down to the line. with a snap of the wrist. The green flag is out. And car number 22, oh boy, we've got trouble. We go back to yellow.
Slow motion on that. It didn't count. So that was just a dress rehearsal because the car wound up on the grass. So we have a problem with Alina Bryden in car number 48, a rookie competitor. She is a former competitor in the Wild Thing karts, but she competed in the Pro 2 Modifieds. If you look on the display of the Wild Thing karts on the midway, you will see one of the Pro 2 Modifieds. They're neat looking cars.
We just have another bid, Ed Molesky, $375. So we're going up, Matt. It's a slow process, but it's one that seems to really be working.
Okay, 375. We are looking for a bid higher than that. And we are also looking for a blockbuster restart between Wesley Prucker and Glen Griswold. Griswold is chosen to start on the outside. So that is a strategy that worked for Matt Galco today. It didn't work as well for Todd Owen. We'll see how it works for Glen Griswold.
Here they come off turn number 4. They pick up the pace just a bit. As they come down to the line, the green flag is out, and Glen Griswold has a little more oomph. But right behind him is maybe the surprise of the event. It's the Carter Chevrolet sponsored race car, Matty. And that, of course, we haven't seen that car run as strong as it's running today, as it works its magic to get to the front of the field.
Side by side, Rufrano and Narducci. The two guys who were battling for the championship, they are elbow to elbow as they go into turn 2.
They head off the turn. They're side by side and wheel to wheel. Down the back straightaway. The clock is ticking. Time is running out. They're approaching the halfway marker in the event. They work their magic as they come back to the line. Griswold leads them, but that's not the story of this one. It is a story between Narducci and, of course, Rufrano. One will win. The other will have to settle for second. And if you know both of these competitors, Matt, they're not happy with settling for second.
And right now, Narducci is hemmed in behind his cousin, Alexander Pearl. So he is stuck on the outside.
Trouble, Matt. We've got turn number 4. We've got trouble. 2 cars were involved. We'll be checking. 45 and the 15 machine are involved. And, of course, the 15 machine is Amanda West, and the 45 car for Eddie Shikoski. He started way back in the 20th position. So he was coming to the front of the field, Matt. And I don't think the damage is that severe to that particular car. But we go back to 10 laps up on the board in this 20-lap feature event.
And this is what we wanted to see. The two guys battling for the championship. For a while, they were running side by side, and Rufrano had a little more room on the inside than Narducci did on the outside, as Narducci was bottled up behind the 7 of Alexander Pearl. So we will see how things stack up on this double file restart. Glen Griswold, the old war horse, he had his favorite gift this weekend, new tires. He is getting the most out of them. Chris Matthews, the all-time win leader in the SK Light division. He had a slow start this year, Ben, but he really picked it up around August and started to become a contender.
He certainly did, Matt, and we saw that continue to improve every time out here for the Friday night competition. So it is a very interesting battle.
So Tchaikovsky will be issued the black flag.
Yes, unfortunately.
For his involvement in that fracas. And at the halfway mark, we have maybe the oldest driver in the field, Glen Griswold, and then a veteran in Matthews, Wesley Prucker. He has tasted victory before. And Alexander Pearl will be lining up in the number 4 position. Rufrano in 5th and Narducci in 6th. So at the halfway point of the race, it is too close to call between Rufrano and Narducci. And that is the way we expected it to play out.
It certainly is, Matt, because both of those competitors are fierce competitors. You know, Amanda West, we have to give her credit, because when she started this division, she came from the Monday Night Kart program, and then all of a sudden, in her first few outings, she was a little bit too aggressive. And then all of a sudden that changed. And she ran in the back of the pack, just trying to get used to it. Empower Financial Group has given a new bid of $425.
Let's go to Kyle Rickey Jr.
Lap away from the restart. Let's talk to the guy that was on his roof a few moments ago, George Cicero Jr. First off, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was just really scary. I panicked a little bit. Never been on my roof in one of these things ever. I knew someone was on the inside of me. I had no clue anyone was on the outside, and it was 3 wide, and it was a terrible racing accident, but I went for a ride of my life.
Glad you're all right.
Thank you very much.
George Cicero Jr. out of the cars. We are set for the restart.
He's a good guy and a good driver, so we hope he will have a great run in 2019 back here at Stafford. There is the green flag, and there's no doubt about it. The battle up front is Chris Matthews. Now, Matthews has always been a fierce competitor. You know that. But look what's happening in the outside lane. Matt, there is where the action is, because
what a move by Narducci to get underneath Pearl. Wow, he pulled it out of his hat. He gets by Matthews. Here comes Narducci on the outside.
He works his magic in the upper groove. Narducci is going for the #1 spot. And right there behind him, here comes Marcello Rufrano as he works and makes his presence known in the 3rd position. All that's been happening, the 29 car is starting to drift back further in the field.
Here comes Narducci going for the lead, and he is ahead of Griswold. He is in front, and he has taken Rufrano with him. A forearm shiver to the back bumper by Rufrano.
All that is what we were waiting to see, and now Rufrano is running right in the tire track of the Narducci car. And another spin at the same location between turns 3 and 4, and this one involves the number 48 again, Matt.
That's Alina Bryan, who has had a frustrating day as she has been involved in 3 situations. And we are joined in the booth by one of the good guys, and I don't think anybody loves modified racing or auto racing in general.
Are you ready,
more
Matt?
than the man who was in our booth, and he has left. What did he have to say when he was here?
Doug Dunleavy said he's bumping the bid up to $750. This is exactly what he did last year, $750, and that is the current. He just said to me, but I lost it last year, Ben. This year I'm going to get it.
It was Sully Tinio last year who outbid Doug Dunleavy in a battle that was just as fierce as the one we're watching between Marcello Rufrano and Bryan Narducci. So Narducci has been able to storm his way into the lead, and what a move he made. And you want to get our video to see what he did. Turn number 4, as he got underneath his cousin, kind of threaded the needle at full speed, and was able to get into the lead. And I don't know if he calculated that one. I think he just reacted to the open hole, and now he was able to run down Griswold, and he has a lead. Rufrano, very smart on his part. He followed Narducci. Now the 00, he is stranded.
Yep.
That's Todd Clark, the driver from Bristol.
He can't make it down pit road, so he's going to need the assistance of one of our wreckers to push him down on pit road. 13 of 20 laps are now into the record books in this Napa Auto Parts, where Napa know-how is more than a phrase. It's a way of life. The current high bid for the banner, which is located outside the main gate on the fence. It's a beautiful banner, a one-of-a-kind piece, and it can be yours if you bid higher than $750. Now, last year, we were right. Tinio bid this thing up, and Doug Dunleavy, he was a part of it, and he was almost there. And then in the 11th hour, we looked down here from the vantage point in our tower, and there we saw our Tinio group.
Yeah,
and
it was entertainment last year.
Yes,
now we're going to have some entertainment. The 2 guys going for the championship are starting on the front row. This is history in the making. The closest SK Light race championship ever. And it is Narducci picking the outside and regaining the lead.
Narducci runs the outside. He has the option as the leader. But meanwhile, on the bottom of the racetrack, here comes Marcello Rufrano. Now, Jimmy Fuller has prepared that car to perfection. Todd Owen and Butch Shea has prepared the number 01 for the same deal. So they came here with their A game, Matt, not the B or C game, and they have it. Meanwhile, look at Rufrano. He's going to take a peek at the inside. He learned that from Keith Rocco. Will it pay off? Remember, the furthest one forward is going to get the gusto.
And Rufrano got halfway underneath Narducci. It didn't work, and now he loses a little bit of momentum. So he is trailing Narducci. Look at Alexander Pearl in car number 7. He is looking to move to the podium. Griswold is 4th, followed by Prucker. Then it's Molleur, and we have a mess on the backstretch.
We certainly do, Matt. The number
Joey Graff, one of those cars involved.
In addition to that, there are 2 other cars that are stranded on the infield on the backstretch as well. Joey Graff used to run here on a regular basis, and he had some really competitive runs, Matt, and a couple of feature win in years back. And now he comes back, and he will be the first to tell you that he struggled yesterday, and he struggled today.
The 2 drivers who were tangled like a pretzel on the safety road are able to move back onto the track. Pete LaPooch in the 71 and Mark Burke in the 77. Joey Graff not as fortunate as he has a headache on pit road. I think Jasper was another guy who was involved in the melee. 5 laps to go.
And Linda,
once again,
I think, is getting some very large bids, Linda. $850 by Ed Molesky.
Ed must have an open space.
$850.
Ed must have an open space in his rec room that he wants to fill by putting that welcome to the show banner. So $850, we are still taking bids. So Ed Molesky is our top bidder at the moment. And we'll see if Mr. Dunleavy or anybody else can react to that. Right now, we are reacting to a double file restart. 5 to go.
$900 by Empower Financial. So it's going up quicker.
Now, Marcello Rufrano moves in front.
Oh, boy.
And here is Pearl
again
to move into second. So Narducci, he is on the comeback trail. Rufrano is leading. If he can hang on, he will be the champion.
15 laps up on the board. There's 5 circuits to go. But Narducci gives it his all on the inside. Bryan Narducci is a racer's racer. This kid has got a lot of talent. So doesn't Marcello Rufrano. They are closer than most people park.
Rufrano might have hit the wall. And Rufrano headed the wall.
Wow.
As he smacks the wall.
And Narducci does the same thing. Bryan Narducci does the same thing. But here's where it's going to get interesting, Matt. It's a red flag situation.
As we saw, it looked like Rufrano nipped the wall on the backstretch. Then he went full tilt into the wall at full speed, and he crushed that number 88 car, and hopefully he is okay. That was a Richter scale hit right underneath the green, in the green carpet lawn care sign. That was as vicious a lick as we have seen all season.
And then just past that, as you come further towards turn number 4, Bryan Narducci, after the fact, it's almost like he looked into the mirror and he discovered the transition that had happened, and all of a sudden something either happened to his race car, like there was debris or something on the racetrack and they might have ran over it, because his car darted to the outside and hit the wall as well. And it looks like the Narducci machine is going to be picked up by the hook as well. Now here's where it's going to get very interesting, Matt, because when you go into timing and scoring, Russell and Judy in the other booth where the scorers are, they're going to be looking at this, and this is where it becomes interesting, because both of these individuals, think about this, one had to finish ahead of the other. The accident occurred on the exact same lap. But would you say that Bryan Narducci finished further forward than Marcello Rufrano finished on that lap? And that is not something you or I can decide, but it is something that timing and scoring can decide.
Yeah, and sometimes a lot has to do with who was in front when the caution and now the red flag came out. So usually the guy who was in front would get the higher finishing spot, but that is a lot of conjecture.
Here we go again, Matt. $900. Empower Financial Group, $900. I will almost guarantee Doug Dunleavy's going to come up and visit me, and he's going to up that ante to 6 figures.
Well, I don't think you could write this script, what had just happened. Narducci and Rufrano, the two guys who were fighting for the championship, were also fighting for the lead. They apparently got together on the backstretch. Rufrano took a vicious hit into the wall, and we were still recovering from the shock of seeing that. Then we saw the 01 get hit, and now that car is being dragged off, and it looks like pretty serious damage to the right front of that car. So Narducci right now on the disabled list, and the question is, did they get that car back out there?
Interestingly enough,
that is going to be tough. Of course, Kyle Rickey has a great opportunity to look at it. So hopefully we will be hearing from Kyle very soon, and he can tell us exactly. And let's go to Kyle to tell us exactly what is going on with Bryan Narducci's car.
It's on the hook, and it's behind the wall. And here in the SK Lights, there are no crew members here in the infield. So 9.5 times out of 10, maybe more than that, when you're behind the wall and the helmet is off and you climb from the car, your day is done. Bryan remains in the car, just taking off the helmet. We will hopefully hear from him in a few minutes, along with Marcello Rufrano, who has climbed from his car over in turn number 3. Extensive cleanup is underway as both of the cars are in the process of being removed from the racing surface. But what a wild and tumultuous day continues here for the SK Lights, and no one would have ever thought that two drivers running for the championship would come together while battling for the lead and both fall from the event on the same exact lap. I don't know if I want to be in the scorer's booth right now.
you know, in addition to all of that, Kyle, you have to check with both of them because we're not sure. It was such a strange situation that perhaps they ran over something on the racetrack or whatever, because Narducci's car went straight in, and then all of a sudden, just past that, all of a sudden we saw the Rufrano car, went straight in. We saw Narducci's car hit at a ton at the center of turns 3 and 4. So there is really a lot of interesting things. Now, timing and scoring, sometimes they go back to the last completed scored lap, Matt. You've seen that at some facilities. So that will be interesting if they do that or not do that. And, of course, as we said before, Kyle Rickey is down there, so he's going to give Bryan Narducci a second to get his thoughts together, and then he's going to be speaking with him and try to find out what happened.
If they're both out at the same lap, it could come down to who was leading on the last completed lap.
Yep.
So whoever was in front there will be scored ahead of the other when they both go out on the same lap. That could be the procedure that we are using, but we will just wait and find out, because right now Rufrano's car is being adjusted to as Marcello Rufrano. That was a very punishing, tumultuous, as a word that Kyle used, vicious hit. And he went in at full speed. You know, when you're coming down the backstretch, that is about as fast as you can get. And he was involved. Okay, we are about to have an update on our auction. 900 is a bid to beat. And let's see what happens now.
Doug?
We have Doug Dunleavy in our booth.
1155 is Doug Dunleavy's next bid. $1,155. He wants this because he lost it last year.
Okay, let's go to Kyle Rickey Jr.
Oh, okay.
Suspension, a right front tire down for Bryan Narducci. Bryan, what did you see? What happened up there in turn 3?
We were racing hard, and I got a big run out of 4. He tried to block the top, and I crossed him over, and we went into 1, and we hit a little bit, and then coming off 2, it looked like he just turned hard left, and it knocked the wheel out of my hand, and I went in on the bottom, and he just hooked me hard into the outside wall, getting into 3. I almost kept it off the fence, but overcorrected a little. If I didn't screw up on a restart, he would have never been able to do that, but it just seemed like he turned me head on down the backstretch.
Bryan Narducci, that's one side of the story.
And I'd like to thank all my sponsors for a great year, even if we didn't end up winning. It was a great year, won a lot of races, and had a lot of fun. So can't thank everybody that came out today and all year that helped.
Those tabulations are still being done up in the tower to see who was out in front the last time those two crossed the line, but a tough hit for Bryan Narducci, ending this event in the infield here this afternoon.
You know the old cliche we have, Ben, you're only as good as your last restart?
Yep.
Well, that last restart could have cost Bryan Narducci a shot at a championship.
It certainly could have, and of course, we will be checking, and once we find out the official version of what the situation was and is, we will pass that information along. But that will not be until the conclusion of this event. 16 of 20. Now, there's a story there, Matt. 16 of 20. What lap were we on when the situation took place?
We were on lap number 16.
Yep. So they did not go back to the last completed lap. That's what we do know. So that's another interesting detail of all of this.
And lost in the shuffle of the battle for the championship, Alexander Pearl was a survivor. He is out in front of Glen Griswold with Chris Matthews in third. Now, I don't know if Alexander Pearl has ever restarted for the lead this late in the race before. He is a rookie competitor, and it'll be interesting to see what decision he makes. Will he go inside or outside? Griswold went outside. It worked for him. Narducci, he went outside. It worked for him the first time. But the second time, he did not come up to speed, and Rufrano took advantage of it. So we'll see what Alexander decides to do. And it looks like he has gone to the outside.
Now remember, that banner, what makes it so unique, it has Teddy Christopher's car on the banner as well. So you want to take full advantage of that, especially if you're a huge Teddy Christopher fan. But take a look at it. You just go out the main ticket booth, and then it's right there. As you're going out, it'll be on the left-hand side. As you're coming in, it'll be on the right-hand side. So very interesting, and we're up in the neighborhood that we would like to be. So we'll hope that it all brings in some more money, because it's for a great cause, as well as a very, very special banner. Here they come. Alexander Pearl.
4 laps scoot for the lead, and look at Alexander Pearl. Moves into the lead ahead of Griswold.
Alexander Pearl cut his teeth competing at the Narducci Speedway in the mini stock division. His dad said you got to learn, and the best place to learn is on a bull ring like Narducci, and he did. He brought him here, and then he's been running a modified also, not this car, but another car at Narducci Speedway, ma'am, and he's got a good run, but will he be able to hold on? Popsicle sticks are up as they come to the stripe. Glen Griswold has been a contender all day long.
And look at Andrew Molleur in third, trying to take a spot away from Griswold. On the outside of Molleur is Wesley Prucker. Hefty lead for Alexander Pearl by the length of an SUV. Here comes Molleur. Dive bomb move underneath Griswold. Will it work on the white flag lap?
They are side by side, closer than most people park. Hodgson is in the middle of that mix as well. Glen Griswold is giving it his all in a quest for second. But meanwhile, Andrew Molleur is going for the gusto. He works his magic on the inside lane. As they come to the stripe, Alexander Pearl has done it. His first victory here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. And what a nice young man this competitor is, as he'll be
6, and George's share in 27. And Mike Christopher up in the booth getting an extra $150 bonus from John Simwick. But right now, our focus is on Victory Lane. Marcello Rufrano, your champion, but your winner, Alexander Pearl, and he is with Kyle Rickey Jr.
What a way to wrap up your rookie year here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Glen Griswold over to congratulate Bryan Narducci. First to congratulate you as you pulled in. Congratulations. I guess words hard to describe this moment right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Bryan Marcello ran a great race, and I don't know what happened there, but I took advantage of it, and here we are in Victory Lane.
A great rookie season for you. Stayed top 10 in points all year. Who do you have to thank to get you here to this point, the top point of your season here in Victory Lane?
Yeah, I have so many people to thank. We didn't start out the season that great, but we kept working. I have to thank my dad, my grandfather, Kevin, Church, Eric, Harvick, Darling Auto Parts, Cliff Nelson, Rad, Mike V, Waddell, all my friends, family, sponsors, just everybody. This is awesome.
Enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Alexander Pearl, the race winner, his first win here at the Stafford Motor Speedway in an SK Light Modified, comes home as the race winner. What a way to wrap up your rookie season. Let's mosey on over now and talk to a driver that's doing double duty. He has got a big day ahead of him. Andrew Molleur comes home in the second spot. Walk us through your race there, a wild battle for with the second spot with Glen there those last few laps.
Oh, yeah, we were back in the 12th, 13th position, towards the beginning of the race. Come up second, one spot short of the victory I really wanted to win on fall final weekend. But congratulations to Alexander on his first ever win. And, congratulations to everyone else. And, I'm glad everyone's all right after that wreck over there in turn 3 there. So just happy with this race car. It's my last race in the light here. So with this car, this car is probably many wins. So I just can't thank the guys at SPAF enough for giving me the best race car each and every week.
And best of luck to you later today.
Thank you very much.
Make its NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour debut here coming up in just a couple of minutes. Andrew Molleur. Let's look for Glen Griswold, who finished in the third spot, meeting his folks and crew members down further up the pit lane, working his way over to us. A lot happening down here. Marcello's crew is down here. We'll talk with him in a moment. Glen, walk us through your day of battle right down to the wire with Andrew for that second spot.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough battle. We had a decent car, I thought, yesterday, and this morning we probably had a top 5 car. I got to thank Ed Tchaikovsky, the owner of the car. The other motor was really, really tired, and he put a new motor in. It's a bone stock motor from Rad. We're probably lacking a little horsepower from these guys, and we're a little tight on exit off the corner, but they knew we were here today, and I just want to tell everyone that this old war horse is pretty much going to retire. We got a couple more races to go, and then we're just going to be a crew chief for the owner and maybe talk to someone else while putting him in one of the other cars and do that for a change. Just getting a little too expensive out here. We race for peanuts. It's a lot of fun, but I'm going to turn it over to these young kids. These young kids got a lot of talent, and daddies with a lot of money, and let them have at it, and I'll just work on them and put them back together.
Some breaking news down here for Glen Griswold, looking at retirement after a third-place finish here this afternoon. Let's head over and talk with our champion here in a moment. Joe, hunt him down, Marcello Rufrano, and Joe is going to be with him here, picking up the race winner, race champion down here for Marcello.
Well, certainly a wild one, Marcello Rufrano. Unbelievable. It ended up being the restart at the end of the day, edging Bryan Narducci to win the championship. An unbelievable day. Describe it.
Well, I told all these people on Twitter before, it was going to be a great show and worth the price of admission. So, I can't tell you how excited I am right now. I hate the outcome of it. I wish we could have raced the line, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm all right, he's all right, and we're going to end up coming back at the end of the year and next year and probably do the same thing. But no, I just can't thank everyone enough. We worked really hard this season, and it really showed towards the end of the season.
Before we talk about the race for the win and the lead on the back straightaway, just talk about what this means for you to win the championship in a modified division here at Stafford.
It means everything to me. I've wanted this since I was, about yay high and about 8 years old. So, this really means a whole lot to me, my crew. Jimmy really wanted this, and I really wanted this, and my father really wanted this. So, I did this for them, and I did this for myself. So, they stood by me all year, and they gave me everything, and I'm giving them everything. So,
Now to the good stuff. What happened off turn number 2 as you guys poured on the steam down the back straightaway and ended up in the fence in turn 3?
It was just one of them perfect storms. I came off the corner, and I was up pretty high, and, we closed the gap up pretty quick, and there was no room, and I just hit the wall and really bad, and I got a right front flat, and then the left front went down. I tried hitting the brakes and just about couldn't stop the thing, so the thing went straight and pounded that wall down. So, you know, it sucks. Probably lost the car, but, you know, I'm glad I'm all right. If the car could be fixed, I can't. So, you know, I'm ecstatic.
All right, that's Marcello Rufrano. He's going to go celebrate with his team as he is a champion in the SK Light Modified division. We knew it was going to be a dramatic finish. We just didn't know how dramatic it was going to be here today as he has celebrated the victory of the championship here in the 2018 season.
Well, congratulations goes out to all of the individuals, the top 3 finishers, and the crowning of the champion as well. Here we go. Ed Molesky has the highest bid of $1,350 for that banner, the Teddy Christopher banner. $1,350. That's Ed Molesky. Now, Matt, our good buddy Joe Ham is over there underneath the green carpet lawn billboard and underneath the Wheeling Automotive billboard. And the answer to that is very simple. And, Matt, you have the answer.
Yeah, we will have a short delay as we have to replace a piece of the guardrail in turn number 3. So Joe Ham, the best in the business, as you would say, just ask him. So he is there and his crew working diligently, and we hope to have that repaired shortly. But right now we're going to have a brief delay, and it will give us an opportunity to maybe explain better why Marcello won the championship and not Bryan Narducci. It is a very simple formula that they use.
It is
when 2 or 3 drivers are knocked out on the same lap. How do you determine finishing position? You go to the last completed lap and you look at the order, and whoever was ahead at that time will get the best starting position. Whoever was second will get the second best. So in this case, 2 drivers went out. We go to the end of lap number 16. Marcello Rufrano had the lead over Bryan Narducci, so we never finished lap 17 under green. So we go back to the lap number 16, and that showed Rufrano having the lead over Narducci, and that is why Marcello won the championship, because he was ahead on the last completed lap.
And we want to mention that has been the way it has been in this sport forever. That is not a new ruling. It is not something that we made up. It has been the procedure forever.
Well, you see it all the time. Never with this much importance, but earlier today, like in the first lap of the SK Modified feature, 2 drivers get knocked out at the same lap. So you go to where the cars were running before the on the last completed lap, or on if we don't finish a lap and 2 drivers are knocked at the same time, we go to what driver had the better starting position. But it is a formula, very easy to calculate. And once again, our scorers, who are the best in the game,
absolutely,
Judy Clinty and Russ Smith, came up with the decision. And because of computerized scoring, it is very easy to go back to see who was leading on the last completed lap. So even though Narducci was ahead on the track, that is not what we go by. We go by who was ahead on the last completed lap, and I hope we were able to clear that for all the fans, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know what the procedure is, and that's it. And it's been part of racing, I think, since the invention of asphalt.
You are totally right, Matt, and I've got some great news. $1,500 from Empire Financial for that banner. So $1,500 is available in the kitty for that banner. And Dunleavy just said he raises to $1,450, but that won't work because Empower Financing is at $1,500. So I'm sure Doug Dunleavy is going to go up a bit again.
Well, we will find out. But $1,500 is the money to beat right now, and hopefully somebody can help us out. And actually, you'll be helping out the injured and fallen heroes in our military, guys who have done so much for us. And it is nice that we can do something for them, as we have done a lot of fundraising this year, as usual. for the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, a charity of Napa. And we had the track run. We've sold hats, T-shirts, and today we are auctioning off our banner, and we have a new bid. So a news flash. And let's go to our bid master, Ben Dodge.
Well, Doug Dunleavy, I knew he was going to stay in this for a while. $1,750. Doug Dunleavy is at $1,750. So we need some more bids. Check it out. Ted Christopher is in that banner, and it is located directly at the main gate. You can take a look at it. It is an incredible banner. $1,750. Doug Dunleavy is currently the highest bidder, Matt. We also want to thank all of our friends that are associated with Napa Auto Parts. Napa know-how is more than a phrase, it's a way of life. The Napa Auto Care Centers are conveniently located near you, and we remind you, on the inside of the Souvenir program, there is a complete list of the Napa Auto Part locations in your immediate location area. So take Ed Molesky gave us a bid of $1,850. Ed Molesky, $1,850. Thank you, Ed. $1,850. Empower Financial just topped that like blinking your eye to $2,000. So currently the bid is $2,000 for Empower Financial. Okay, so that is $2,000, and believe you me, I think it's